The 13 Doors of Death. Opening every civilization has its own story about death. The Egyptians believed the soul faced judgment. The Greeks believed the dead crossed the river Styx. Others believed paradise or punishment awaited beyond the grave. But hidden inside the oldest forgotten manuscripts lies another story. A story almost every ancient culture tried to erase. It speaks of 13 enormous doors. Not one, 13. Each standing between life and whatever waits beyond death. Ancient legends claim every soul must cross them. Yet no one has ever returned to describe what lies behind the final gate. Until death itself began searching for a thief. The forgotten legend long before kings built kingdoms, before the first language was ever spoken, the Creator shaped 13 gates from stone that had never known sunlight. Each gate had a purpose. The first door separated the soul from the body. The second washed away every memory of mortal life. The third carried away every regret the soul refused to release. The fourth consumed fear itself. Beyond those, the legends become strangely silent. No scroll ever explains what the remaining doors take. Only one sentence appears again and again. No soul has ever returned from the 13th door. For centuries, people believed the story was nothing more than a myth. Until one impossible theft changed everything. The thief, his name has been lost. Some called him the Shadow Walker. Others simply called him the greatest thief who ever lived. He never stole because he needed gold. He stole because nothing in existence was meant to be beyond reach. He stole crowns while kings still wore them. He stole diamonds from dragons. He once captured the northern wind inside a crystal bottle simply to prove it could be done. There was only one thing he had never tried to steal: death itself. The rusted key. One rainy evening, the thief wandered into an abandoned marketplace. Only one old blind beggar remained. In his trembling hands rested a rusted iron key. It looked worthless, almost forgotten. The thief smiled. Worthless objects often hide priceless secrets. Without thinking, he slipped the key into his pocket. The old man quietly whispered, "You've stolen something that was never meant to belong to the living." The thief laughed and disappeared into the darkness. He never saw the old man's eyes open, because they had never been blind. The curse. The next morning, his shadow failed to appear. Birds refused to fly above him. Dogs whimpered and hid. Every mirror showed a stranger standing where his reflection should have been. Then came the whispers. Voices from people who had died centuries ago. They all repeated the same warning: return the key before the first door opens. The truth. Desperate for answers, the thief searched every temple, every ruin, and every forgotten library. Finally, an ancient oracle revealed the impossible truth. The blind beggar had never been human. He was the keeper of the first door, guardian of the passage every soul must one day cross. The rusted key was not forged by man. It was the only key capable of opening all 13 doors. It was never meant to exist among the living. And because it had been stolen, the balance between life and death had begun to collapse. For the first time since creation, death itself began searching, not for a soul, but for a living man. After days of fleeing shadows that never stopped following him, the thief finally reached an enormous stone gate hidden beneath a mountain older than history itself. The first door. As he lifted the rusted key, the ancient lock turned by itself. The gate slowly opened. Cold darkness poured into the world. From somewhere beyond the doorway, a voice echoed through eternity. "You've arrived." A long silence followed. Then, far too early, the door continued opening, and whatever waited beyond took one slow step toward the living world. To be continued.